Hello and welcome to day 3 of our chair pelvic care challenge. We are again working with pelvic floor contractions and isolations, or like a sort of Kegel, but really making sure we have a lot of mindfulness and awareness when it comes to our breath and our movement. I don't really call it just a Kegel because we're working differently, but it's the same concept. So if that's what's more comfortable for you to grasp your head around, that is what we're doing. You want to be in a nice, comfortable chair. You want to be able to have your pelvis be neutral. So if that means if you're sitting at the back of your chair, it tilts too much and you're not feeling that support because your feet aren't flat, just scooch forward. You're also welcome to, if you have that flexibility, to bring your legs up and sit like this. I sat with my feet down yesterday, so I'm going to sit like this just so you can see, not that there's much to see in what we're doing today and what we did yesterday, but just for a change up of that, you can do it like this. So sit up nice and tall. First, just take a breath. Let everything relax. Fill up the lungs, the belly, the hips into the top of that balloon of our pelvic floor, and let it all soften. So on day 1, we did something called boxed breathing, where we inhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, exhale for a count of 4, hold for a count of 4, creating a box with our breath. We're going to do that alongside our pelvic contractions, which we did yesterday. So yesterday we isolated each area, and today we're going to do the same thing. We're going to do 1 round of breath isolating around the anal opening, 1 breath isolating around the vaginal opening for the female pelvis, or for the male pelvis, that space between the anal opening and your and the scrotum, the anal opening being the sphincter, sorry. And then for both pelvises, we will be isolating around the urethra, where we urinate from. And then our 4th round of breath is going to be everything. We'll probably do 2 rounds of breath with everything. So take a breath, let yourself settle in, reset. And then we're all gonna take a nice deep breath in together, focusing on that anal opening for our counts. Holding, gently contracting on the exhale, and then holding, all right? So inhale, let it soften, let the muscles around that anal opening expand for 1, 2, 3, 4, and hold. 3, 2, 1. As we exhale, gently contract. 2, 3, 4, and hold. And then we're going to inhale, let it soften for 1, 2, 3, 4, and relax. Take a round of breath. I'm just going to say something really quick so we don't run out of time trying to count and talk. So yes, that does mean we're trying to slowly contract for those full 4 seconds. And that does mean we're trying to slowly relax that contraction for the full 4 seconds. So we're not just letting go. Think about this like when you're doing any kind of exercise. You don't want to like curl it up and then just let go, right? You want to slowly control that release. And so that's the same thing of what we're doing now. We are slowly controlling that contraction to that 4, and we are slowly allowing that release for 4. So now we're shifting that awareness to the space around the vaginal opening, the space between the anal opening and the scrotum. So we're going to inhale for 1, 2, letting it expand, 3, open up, 4, holding here. Gently hugging these muscles for 4, 3, 2, 1. Now hold that contraction, staying here. 3, 4, and slowly letting it go for 4, 3, 2, 1, and hold. And now we're shifting that awareness forward again to that urethral opening. So inhaling, letting it expand. 3, 4, holding here in the expansion. 3, 2, 1. Very slowly contracting for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold the contraction around your urethra for 3, 2, 1. Inhaling, letting it soften. 2, 3, 4. And then we're gonna let our awareness shift. We're gonna come, feel free to take breaths in between me talking. Let our awareness shift to our pelvis, all 3 openings. So inhaling for 1, 2, 3, 4. Everything's expanding. Hold that expansion for 4, 3, 2, 1. As we exhale, gently contract. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that contraction. 3, 2, 1, and slowly release the contraction for 1, 2, 3, 4. So you might be confused. It's totally okay. So remember, we inhale to release the contraction slowly, then we're holding for 2, 3, 4, and then as we exhale, on the exhale, we're gently contracting for that 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold that contraction for 3, 2, 1. We're going to inhale, gently release that contraction for 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold that release. Hold out from taking your exhale. And then as we exhale here, 1, 2, slowly contract the muscles of the pelvis, and 4, hold. And then we're going to take a deep breath in, slowly letting go of that contraction of our pelvis. Holding on your inhale here, keeping it relaxed. And then as we exhale, very slowly, we're going to start contracting those muscles, bringing them back in as we exhale. Holding at the end of this exhale, holding this contraction. And then taking that deep breath in, slowly letting those muscles go. And then holding at your inhale. And we're just letting ourselves relax here. So even as you exhale, let it all soften. And come back to a normalized breath without any contraction. So just breathing in normally, inhaling, letting that full expansion happening at the pelvic floor, because it's a natural expansion that's going to occur as we breathe. And let it just naturally soften. Thinking about that balloon again. We inhale, let that balloon inflate and stretch, that top of the balloon even at the bottom and the base of our pelvis. And the same way when you let air out of a balloon, how everything just starts to soften. Let that soften. All right, I hope that didn't get too confusing or hard to follow. Maybe if you watch it a second time, might make it a little bit easier. If you have any questions, feel free to comment. If you'd rather it be a private question, you can also message me directly. And I look forward to seeing you again tomorrow.